Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Ethan.
I watched the first half of Meet the Deedles.
I watched the second half of Meet the Deedles.
And this
is the other half. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Ooh, that's totally where they came up with the name, I think.
That's the only explanation, because otherwise it makes no sense.
I looked it up on IMDb, and they said it's also a reference to like Meet the Beatles. Like the band.
The band?
The first album was called Meet the Beatles.
Sure.
But I like the idea, because this is also a Disney movie, so it would explain...
because it's Disney.
It's Disney, the Deedles. Yeah, this is Disney very much trying to like reach out to the surfer...
Yeah, you know,
modern
Beatles,
surfer
big
crowd.
and big
The
surf
Deedles.
influencers. Not what I think of.
I don't know. It's movies fucking wall to wall with ska music. They're really
Oh
trying
my
to
god!
appeal.
I was surprised. This movie was a trip, man.
I really
it was a fucking trip.
I was the one that put this on the list.
You put this on the list. I didn't want to watch it.
I didn't want to watch it.
But I was like,
now I don't want to watch
well,
it.
now you don't want to watch it. I was like, never even heard of this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's got Paul Walker in it. It's
That's
all you
right.
told me, and I'm like, sure, whatever. Let's see what Paul Walker did. That's not Fast and Furious.
That's
Let's
what I
see
was
that
curious
is.
about. I remember the cover art of just like Paul Walker and the glasses guy, and they have like weird blue hair.
That guy turned into that guy is like weirdly a voice of one of the characters in Soul Calibur 6. That's like his only.
Did it
recent
bother
acting.
you?
No, because I don't really know the characters in Street or Soul Calibur 6. But he's in every Soul Calibur game, and that's like the only thing he does now as a job, which is such a wild.
He's
like,
a great
career
voice
choice. And he's
actor.
uncredited each time.
What? That's crazy.
I don't know. That's what it says on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to play through every Soul Calibur game to confirm this.
That's true. I think he is like a voice actor now, which again is I think probably for
But
the
he doesn't
best.
know. He doesn't really do much voice acting besides that.
Really?
It's his only credit. Is like Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur. Each
Uncredited,
iteration,
accredited.
all uncredited. And maybe it's
Wow.
just this like side gig. He's like,
I
whatever, I guess
suppose.
I'll do this.
Yeah, side gigs to his main gig,
But
which
yeah.
is not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like makes computers or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I imagine that because he wore glasses in this
works
movie, so he must be a
security.
nerd.
He is a nerd. He's the smart one between
He's the
two
smart of the
Deedles.
twins. They're totally like. I mean,
Hey,
I guess
man, twins can look different.
you're right. Twins can look different. In my mind, I'm always like, they gotta be identical. It's like, no, they just have to
Yeah.
be born the same day.
No, they're just born on the same day, but obviously, to age-wise, they look very different as well.
They do look
Yeah.
differently age-wise.
Yeah, it's a
but yeah,
strange choice.
but you got to explain the cover
Yes.
is weird because it's both of them with kind of like their hair,
big blue hair.
and the hair is supposed to be in the shape of a wave.
Yes. Not what I picked up on when I was a kid. At first, I
I
thought
could
they were
totally see that.
aliens.
I
Yeah.
could totally see that. I thought so when I first saw it, and I looked a little closer and like, oh, that's like waves because they're like got surfing on the brain.
They're surfers.
That's all they love doing.
So you see that cover, and when I was a kid, at first I was like, Deedles doesn't sound like a human name.
I thought they're gonna be aliens. Yeah,
Right?
Meet the Deedles.
They're Meet the Deedles. They're aliens. They have big blue hair. This is my suspicion. Come to find out, no, this is a movie about a couple of surfer bros.
But they are aliens too. Yellowstone Park.
Yes. That's what the movie's about, which is not what I suspected whatsoever. Like, I never in a million
I
years.
could see why you were less enthused when you learned there were not aliens in this movie.
Or even just that this doesn't even take place, like, I was so much expecting, like, oh, it's like this is going to be like a throwback to, like, the Beach Party movies, right? Where, like,
Yeah.
they're surfer bros, they got to learn.
Well, Disney already made movies that are already
That's a
throwbacks
very
to
good
Beach Party
point.
movies. So
That's a very good point. Yeah, I was very unenthused by the whole outfit. The minute they get into the woods, I'm like, oh, God, no. What is this now? Why are we doing this? And it's a fish out of water story, you know, two of the dumbest fish in the world.
I love a good fish out of water story.
Yeah.
So you were not charmed by this movie, it doesn't sound like.
I hated this movie.
Wow.
I really disliked my time with
You
this.
know?
I think there were moments that I liked, but overall.
That's the thing, is I feel like overall I can't recommend this film.
No, but
But I kind of had a good time watching it. I
Yeah?
don't know why. I think it's just
is it a bit of nostalgia?
I think it's the surfer vibes and like just the stoner type of humor, even though it's like clearly like PG.
Ethan, I don't know how to
stoner.
tell you this, but you kind of look like one of the
I
Deedles.
know. It's Paul Walker, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely Paul Walker.
Oh, no.
No,
Yeah,
you have the
definitely
long
have
hair with
long
the
hair.
glasses.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Which
I get
makes
it.
me the Paul Walker between the two of us.
Lucky
yeah.
you.
I
Lucky
know.
you.
You gotta stop
So that means you're
driving.
the really stupid one.
the dumbest one between the two. And yet somehow he gets the girl in the end, apparently, I'm sure.
How do you know that?
I
What
can
makes you
tell.
say
I can tell. I can feel it.
You mean this movie doesn't have any crazy twists that you can't see coming?
It really does feel like I've seen this movie before 100
It
times.
feels like a decom. Is it not a decom?
I can't tell.
I think it's like a next level. Like
I
it's
think
kinda
this
like
was
that-
probably released in actual theaters.
I think it was, but it had that decom kind of like
feel to it. Yeah.
vibe.
The actors in this movie are way too fucking big for it to be a decom.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Because you got fucking Dennis Hopper
Dennis Hopper, fresh off
reprising his
Waterworld.
role from Waterworld
Yeah.
as the evil guy
who's obsessed with water.
Who's obsessed with water, and there's like golf around him, and
that's true.
There's a whole bunch of shit. I was shocked to learn that not only was he in the movie, he's playing the villain, and he's got like a bunch of henchmen.
Look, they saw him in the Mario Brothers movie, and they're like, of course, we have to get him in.
I know it gets butts in seats. Dennis Hopper is the villain. Freddy Krueger is this like henchman.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's other big names in the movie, but
that's
that's a pretty big name.
The lady, Sergeant Jesse Ryan,
yeah.
is AJ Langer of Baywatch fame.
Oh, I didn't know this.
I had to look it up. I didn't know.
Okay.
I never watched Baywatch.
I was not allowed.
I was not allowed. They were scantily clad.
That's true. Everyone was running around.
Around swimsuits in slow motion. And they have like a scene where they're all running to the beach. And I'm like, she's...
Oh, it's a reference. So they're on the beach? She goes to the beach at the end of the movie?
Oh, very interesting. You have to see how this beach happens.
Interesting. So why don't I start off the movie here a little bit? Movie opens like Jaws, underwater scary music.
Okay.
And then it turns into an endless summer surfing montage. And we realize we're in Hawaii. The movie originally opens in Hawaii.
Okay, because they sound like they're from California, right?
Yes, they do.
But they're like obsessed with Hawaii.
Yes, they live
feels
there.
a little weird.
Yeah, it does feel weird. I think there's a lot of aspects of the movie that actually are pretty easily circumvented by the fact that they don't spend most of their time in in Hawaii.
No, they don't. So they're not from California. They're from Hawaii.
They are from Hawaii. Yeah, their dad like has a big company there.
Sure. Yeah.
And they mentioned.
You're saying they're not native to Hawaii? That's
crazy. I can't tell. Yeah, definitely not. They do mention because they eventually are sent to Wyoming. Is that where Yellowstone is?
Yes.
And they say not the mainland, bro. So they've never even been to like the mainland of America. They've only ever really
chill, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
but you're right. They do sound like a bunch of bro-y California surfer bros, which is like what I assume the movie would be about. Honestly, I bet the movie's probably shot in like California, right? Like
probably.
Like it's not going to be shot
to go Hawaii
because like California has the beaches and it also has like the forests and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can just shoot.
Oh, you mean the whole thing? Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I bet the whole movie's probably shot there. Probably. That's my guess. So we are introduced to both brothers. Did you write down the names of the brothers?
Yes, I did.
I did
names are Phil and Stu.
Oh, no. All right, wait. Don't tell me. Is Stu Paul Walker?
Nope.
Fuck. I had a 50-50 shot, and I got it wrong.
P and Phil. Paul Walker and Phil both start with P. So that's how I remember it.
Look at you. And then Stu, meaning...
He's stewing in his brain. His brain
alive.
is stewing in his brain. He's got a lot of stuff going on
He's
there.
a smart one. We are introduced to him. He's asleep on a bed, and his bedroom is full of surfing memorabilia and science. And then we see Paul Walker. He sleeps outside in a hammock, and he's also surrounded by surfer equipment. Then a bunch of surfer dudes and girls show up, and it's at this moment where I'm like, holy shit, this is like a Disney movie? Because like some of these ladies are pretty scantily clad, running around in bikinis and stuff. I'm kind of surprised.
But it's in an appropriate environment, so it's okay.
That's a fair point. And then we learn that one, they're supposed to be twins, and two, today's their birthday. And we learn
they're supposed to be twins.
They're supposed to be twins.
You weren't sold by
I was like, they're brothers, obviously, but they're twins. And then not only do I learn that it's their birthday, I learned that it's apparently their 18th birthday because as they're taken on their birthday, they're hanging out together, and they say,
"Happy birthday, Deedles! Happy birthday to us, bro! That's right, Big 18, fully legal, and living regal."
Man, what a thing to put in a Disney movie!
I love
fully
the
legal
weird dialogue in this. It's so bizarre.
It screams of people who like watched or like probably went to California for like a day and listened to
they sat on a beach for a bit and were like, oh, this is what people talk like.
Guessed like a close approximation of what they suspect surfer bros sound like.
So
right?
This was actually filmed in I'm gonna butcher his name, Wasatch National Forest in Utah. So it was not in Yellowstone. It was not in California.
So was it all shot there? In Utah?
It seems like I'm sure the Hawaii scenes were shot somewhere else. It doesn't say, but I imagine most of the movie takes place in like what was the Yellowstone.
I see. Okay,
area.
So it wasn't even really Yellowstone. Got it. So today's a school day, even though they've been taken to go surfing and all that stuff by their friends. And then the school police show up, and they're on jet skis.
The school police.
That's what it says on the side of their jet ski. And they're like, hey, you guys are playing hooky. And so they have to chase them down on a jet ski. They chase them around. And then the guys crash into the school police, and I just wrote down the ska in this movie is unreal. I hated
So much ska. I love it.
I hated it.
Love it. None more movies need ska.
Nope, you're wrong.
Bring them in.
Nope.
I'm skanking it up. Skanking. We're skanking.
Oh,
Mike, I'm skanking right now. I can't be stopped. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I'm skanking.
Oh, he's skanking. He's skanking all around. He's skanking on the ceiling.
Continue your explanation. I'm skanking over here.
Where did all the horns come from?
Oh, wait. What? I'm not that excited to skank.
Ethan has the checkered past. Get it? Ska.
I hate you.
Their dad, who is a businessman, says that they've been expelled from school and that he's like, this is what I get for giving my sons everything they ever wanted. And so in order to straighten them out, he's sending them to a boot camp run by an old nom buddy called Sergeant Flower.
I don't even know if I see Sergeant Flower.
I wouldn't be surprised. He kind of disappears in my half of the movie.
Okay.
Interesting. So I'm just setting all this up. So they fly to Wyoming, and we are introduced to their portable tiki cocktail maker. Does that come into play in your half of the movie? It's on wheels.
Nope.
It's automated. It's a
is it
giant
like a
box.
big box thing?
It's a
I
big
mean,
box.
it's there. I don't know if it really does a whole lot.
So I'm introduced to this giant tiki cocktail maker.
Sounds pretty sick, though.
I don't know how they...
This is why I like this movie. I'm like, yeah, man, that sounds cool.
What you want is you just want to be these guys.
Yeah!
And I look at these guys and I'm like, I'm probably like Dennis Hopper in this situation. I'm everyone else in this movie.
I see how you feel. I see how you feel about me, Mike.
No,
it's finally coming out.
Never.
It's true.
A little bit of me was like, I would like, well, because like I don't identify with either one of them, you know?
I mean, yes, they are dumber than me, for sure. They wish they could be as cool as me, for sure.
That is very true.
But their vibes are the same vibes.
Their vibes are pretty immaculate.
Yeah.
Like they take life as they come, you know? And they don't have much issues really. Most of the time when they're in any kind of like strife or danger, they kind of just like,
hell yeah, man. Just go with the flow, bro.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what surfing is, right? Going with the flow.
It's true.
So they have this portable tiki cocktail maker on wheels that is run electronically. I don't know how they got it to carry on because they're just in.
I think it's the size of you could stuff a person there.
Yes, they could
easily
fit.
And be
in
comfy.
fact, they could fit two people in there because later in the movie they both fit in that.
There you
thing.
go.
We are introduced to Major Flower. He picks up the Deedles. He lost his camp due to lawyers. So it's just him now, but he's going to teach him survival training in the woods. And he's like, we got to trap something so that you can make an outfit. You know, maybe a bear, you know, because if you kill a bear and trap a bear and you take their fur, then you can make a big outfit, enough for the two of you. But then he says,
but even a skinny squirrel makes a fine fur jockstrap.
Well, that makes sense, since squirrels hide nuts.
and this is why I brought it up, because I thought you would. That was the only joke that I thought was
So
enjoyable,
stupid.
and that joke was so enjoyable that it distracts Sergeant. I was going to call him Sergeant Pepper, Major Flower, because he's driving. He's the one driving him, and then he drives off the road.
Oh, you know what? This guy does appear later. I forget.
He's a big man. He's got big old beard.
Yeah. Apparently, he was in Wild Dogs at some point.
Yeah. He would be. He drives through. They drive through Mo and what's the other girl's name? Mo
the
and
other
Poe.
lady. It's like Mo
and Ma.
Then Mel.
Mel and Mo. One
Yeah.
of which is, I think they're both played by character actors.
So they're sisters.
No, I think they're lesbians.
That's what I thought too.
I
It says they're sisters in this
description,
but I think they might be quote unquote.
I was under the
sisters.
impression that they were lesbians.
They give out that vibe, right? They get in the Subaru, they drive off. You know,
they just scream of like, at this time period, this is the easy joke to make. You know, it's like they wear like, sweaters. You know, like this is the thing. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna be.
Well, they're park rangers, right?
They're gonna become park rangers.
Okay, they're not yet. Okay.
That's the thing, is we are introduced to them, and one of them says, "Hey, we have just been accepted into the park ranger program in Yellowstone." And then, Sergeant
Flowers,
Major Flowers, drives.
Thank you for getting his rank right. It's very
Thank
important.
you. Well, I don't want any stolen valor here.
Yeah.
He drives through their campground, taking their clothes and the rest of their campsite, basically. And then later on, the brothers, the Deedles, have to wear their clothes. I don't remember why. I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna ask why, because it seems like an important part.
I can't remember why they have to wear their clothes. Somehow their clothing falls off.
Did their clothes get ripped off or something while they were flying through the air?
It must have gotten ripped off or destroyed somehow. So they have to wear these other people's clothes, which is how this confused the fuck out of me. But this is how they are accepted as the recruits is because they show up with the clothes on and the clothes have their names on their tags.
Okay.
So I was like, how are they recruits now? And then it was revealed. I see. Okay, it's because of the
So
two
they just stumbled
lesbians.
into it.
They just fell into it basically, which is how all white men, just fall.
Especially
into
those
it.
from Hawaii.
Exactly.
And from rich parents.
Exactly. So Flower abandons them in the woods, just completely leaves them alone. And so the two boys are like, well, how are we going to get back? We got to get back to the highway. Got to get back to the airport.
Yeah.
Got to go back home. And so they get on skateboards, and them and their mobile bar skate down the highway, and they cause a circus truck to crash, which allows a lion, an elephant, and a bear to escape from the back of the truck, all which were in the back of the truck together and not hurting each other somehow.
That's actually pretty good. Well, they're all well trained.
Of course, they're very well trained.
Yeah.
They're very well treated as well. That's why they're being
absolutely
transported to the back of a truck
Yep.
together.
Plenty of space for a
Plenty
bear,
of
lion,
space.
and an elephant.
An elephant.
Elephants are pretty tiny.
Does this come into play at all in your
Yes.
half of the movie? Okay, cool.
Definitely.
And so then the Deedles crash into the Yellowstone Park sign, and they're brought to a hospital, and they are now the new recruits because they were wearing the clothes of the lesbians from earlier.
Man, imagine getting recruited just because you had an outfit.
Well, that was the other thing. They mentioned that on their application they didn't mention what their genders were.
It doesn't matter, bro.
I guess not. But then, Jesse's the one that says it, and she's like, we weren't sure if you were men, women, or something in between. And I was like,
wow.
yeah.
Progressive, Mr. Deedles.
And then Paul Walker was like, I'm a man. My brother's the one that's somewhere in between.
well, never
and then the
mind.
brother's like, you wish. And then he's like, yeah, I do. And then they start making out. No, that's not
I was confused. I was like,
so they're like, if the real recruits show up, because they hit their head pretty hard on the Yellowstone sign. They said, if the real recruits showed up, we're just going to feign amnesia is the idea.
Yeah.
And then Paul Walker's like, I don't want to do that, bro. That's dishonest. That's lying. That's not how we were raised. And then he sees Jesse. And he's like, Hachi Machi. And then his jaw falls to the ground and steam comes out of his ears. And he's like, let's lie, baby.
wahoo.
Wahoo. So even though their shirts say it was a Mo and Mel or something like that, they say that that's just short for their actual names, which doesn't make any sense. But that allows for them to just be called by their real names the rest
Phil
of
and
the movie.
Stu. I mean,
Phil
they're
and
both pretty
Stu.
small. I felt like there was an age gap between Paul Walker and Jesse for some reason. I don't know why.
I feel like maybe it's just because she's more mature than him, acts more mature.
Very true.
I feel like she's older than him. Is it that age gap, or do you think he's older than
That's
her?
what I thought.
Okay.
But no, she's actually slightly younger. The actual actress.
Oh,
I think it's just we're on that beach, man. That sun, all that sun, dude.
This is the kind of bullshit where it's like, yeah, she was in Baywatch, but I was kind of like, she's way too good for this movie.
Yeah, she's actually a pretty good actor and
she's doing a pretty good job here. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think most people are probably too good for this movie.
I don't think Paul Walker was too good for this movie. I think
Paul Walker.
Right
I think Paul Walker knew the assignment and is executing.
He is killing it in this. This is the best I've ever seen.
You just said he's killing it.
Yes,
in this movie.
Yeah,
in this role, he's here to meet the goal.
This is the best I've ever seen him.
Yeah,
I believed him as an idiot.
Exactly.
Every single time he opened his eyes really wide and went, I was like, yeah, man, this is him. This is him moments before crashing.
No. Well, there goes all our subscribers. Everyone listening since the Fast and Furious days.
Yeah, we've made our opinion known.
We?
All right, what were we gonna say?
I don't know. I thought I quite liked how stupid he played. Stupid pretty well.
He played stupid great.
Really, really well. I thought he was charming and stupid and just nothing going on between
I'll give him one of those things. Yeah, I think it was stupid. I don't think it was charming at all.
Really?
I think it was kind of an ass.
I think the thing is for me, I didn't have the context of he's a fucking spoiled rich kid who got sent here and stole stuff and I had no idea how he got to the position he was in.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had that lack of context to kind of
you just thought he had
I thought he was
he was making the best of a bad situation,
or even if he just maybe they both got the job, maybe they both took the job out to impress their dad, and not just stumbled into it, which is what seems like it
and
is.
lied.
It's kind of more. I see how you could be more annoyed by him. In my opinion, I'm just like, oh, that's cool. They just are like. And my thought when I saw them,
you see too much of yourself in him, and I don't like that.
Well, no. Well, this is the thing is, I pictured a backstory that'd be like, well, I'm kind of dumb, but
you want to impress your dad.
I want to get a job.
I see.
So I'll go get this job, and I'm like, oh, that's noble. But they didn't do that. They just stumbled into a job, and they're like, I guess we'll do this.
Yeah.
As opposed to hang out with Sergeant Slaughter or whatever his name is.
Sergeant Flower.
My bad.
Major
I
Flower.
think there's a joke about Sergeant Slaughter, the wrestler.
Maybe
Sergeant Flower.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the premise of the movie. A good, I want to say 15-20 minutes into the movie, we're ready to go.
Oh wow.
This is the rest of the film. So we learn that there is a prairie dog situation that needs to be under control.
Bro.
Yeah?
You mean a P-dog situation,
Oh,
bro.
you.
A P-dog, man. These little P-dogs, bro. We got to solve it.
Yeah, totally,
bro.
Man. Absolutely, bro.
Well, we
That's
got to put
about.
our nogs together. We got to figure this out.
Well, we don't want to hurt the P-dogs.
No, bro. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, messed up, bro.
This is a Disney
This is
movie,
a Disney movie, bro. I'm sorry, I can't say that, but we're gonna like make them really chill.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
We're
But we also like gonna kill.
But we don't want to make him sick.
We want to kill them.
But
Like
with
exterminate
kindness.
them, bro. No. We mean like actually kill them, bro.
Yeah,
We're not gonna.
He doesn't want to kill him.
Well, how is he gonna get rid of him, dude?
I agree with you, man.
It's gonna
The
get him.
brother's the one that's wanting to gas him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but Paul Walker's like, no, we don't want to hurt the P-dogs.
You think I'm trying to be Paul Walker?
I wasn't sure what you were
I
trying
could
to
be
do.
any of them, bro.
That's true.
They cost the same. They're twins.
You are. Yeah, that's true.
And you said I was the other guy, so
You are more the other guy, honestly, because
Yeah.
he was on his computer the whole time.
Yep.
He was playing
Fortnite?
Hearthstone on
Oh,
his
yeah.
phone.
I haven't played Hearthstone in years, Mike. Which you'll never forget.
I'll never forget us watching like TV and movies together. And I get up to like go to the bathroom and I see you just fucking playing on your phone. In the middle
Hey,
of the
man.
movie.
That's ADHD, dog.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
say ADHD. Well, sorry. I was playing it during when I watched like fucking Once Upon a Time.
You gotta be paying attention.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. You don't need to be. So this is where I'm introduced to Dennis Hopper, who is the bad guy in this movie too. His henchman is Freddy Krueger, and he's gonna bring down Yellowstone. We learn the reason for this is because he used to be a park ranger, and then he was fired because he wanted to get extinct geysers to blow. And he put tourists in the hospital for doing that. And he got in trouble and he got
So
fired
he's
for
trying to awaken old geysers. What a weird idea.
that. I know. That's his. And now he's got a bugaboo for them. He doesn't like them now.
Yeah.
So he hates them,
Okay.
and he wants their downfall.
Right.
And when Paul Walker hears about all this, he takes a photo of Dennis Hopper. And he's like, and also we learned that he got hurt too. Dennis Hopper got hurt from the geyser as well.
Okay.
He was hospitalized, and so were several tourists. He almost died. And upon learning that this man almost fucking died, he grabs a photo of Dennis Hopper. Paul Walker does, runs over to the nearest water fountain and shoots it in the face of Dennis Hopper on the photo and goes like, look, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, look, I'm just like this guy. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This man almost died.
Yeah, but he's also being an asshole.
We don't know that. Nobody knows that he's what's causing the prairie dog situation. That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Sure.
They just know that he got fired, basically.
Well, what an idiot.
Oh, fuck him. So Dennis Hopper, who is living underground, injects prairie dogs into the ranger station. The Deedles' reputation precedes them because the two people that are the lesbian women who originally were on track to get this job said, one, they have gotten rid of pests before. That's why they got hired in the first place, because they can get rid of rodents really easily.
Okay.
And two, they are naturalists and they don't eat meat. They only eat stuff from the woods. They only eat stuff from the earth. So because they've all
this kind of explains a little bit.
Right. So what do they? What? So I hear this. I'm like, oh, they don't eat meat. That's fine. They're just vegetarian, right?
No, they're survivalists, bro.
They're survivalists.
They,
so
like,
they eat bugs.
They eat bugs and shit.
They brought a fucking plate over with like a millipede on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody eats a millipede.
Also, like, imagine the chef being like, what were they eating? What they request millipede?
Yeah, right.
Why?
We're in the middle of Wyoming. Where are we
Just
gonna get
eat
a
real
millipede?
food. Fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly. But yeah, no. So I was.
That's like such a, I don't know. It's like a weird dig, obviously, like a
Yes.
joke against like vegetarians or whatever.
That's exactly what. Because
But-
I was like, just get a salad.
Well, but they have to forage it. But it's like stupider
But
because
nothing
it's like
else
the
there
source.
was foraged. It was clearly like salad material
Oh, really?
and then bugs
Okay.
on top. I don't know if
okay.
you saw their food, but yeah.
I mean, I saw Paul Walker eating pine cones once, so I was like,
Okay.
I imagine it's the same thing.
No, it was
And,
not
like,
that.
And like mushrooms.
I was just like, just give him a salad. I don't know. It was so silly. Well, also, but even foraging would imply you could eat like squirrel.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So it's like I feel like if you're on a foraging diet, you have to go get it yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. That just seems silly.
Pretty dumb.
Either way, so they're upset because they're just like, oh, like they're also because they're naturalists and survivalists. They don't get a cabin, so they have to live out and they have to rough it.
I mean, that's pretty funny though. Like stealing the uniform to someone, getting their job, and it's like the person with the weirdest quirks. So they're just
Yeah.
like,
Now you
oh
have
yeah,
to just-
we can cut costs for you. Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll feed you bugs and let you sleep on the ground.
Yeah,
Great.
that's
We're
what they're
underfunded
given.
as hell.
So then they end up actually sleeping inside of the giant cocktail maker. That's their bed because they want to stay out from the elements. And then the next morning, they are forced to wake up early and rock climb. We learn that Jessie is the stepdaughter of the captain. the guy who runs the whole outfit at Yellowstone.
Okay.
The Deedles work the front gate of Yellowstone and steal food that they actually want to eat, mostly junk food like cake and shit.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I'm relating to these characters more and more.
The Deedles have to convince the superintendent that the prairie dog problem is under control, and the captain's cabin falls apart due to the prairie dogs. So basically, we're learning that like the Deedles cannot actually do anything, which is we already knew. And the captain is just like, just fucking lie, lie that you can get rid of this, because like basically the thing I haven't mentioned yet is that it's the 1,000,000th birthday or whatever of Old Faithful.
Yes.
The geyser.
Yeah.
One of the, I think Paul Walker says, "Oh, the geyser's a geezer," which is actually a pretty funny joke.
Yeah,
and so yeah, the idea is they got to get rid of all the prairie dogs before the birthday because it's a big thing. Even though it's like they even say like we can only guess that that's how old it is. We don't actually know it's going to be 1,000,000 years old. I'm like, just fucking put it off until the prairie dog situation is taken care of.
Yeah, but if you already like put the flyers out, you know, you kind of have to.
That's true.
You're setting it up for a bit.
This is
a state, bro.
They can't just like they can't just like update the Punch Bowl app or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So blah, blah, blah. So Paul Walker accidentally causes a helicopter to lift off, and Jesse has to save him from it. And then she's like, "Hey, you should teach me how to eat like you. It's a date. Let's hang out Friday." So I'm sure that's going to come into play later. Glasses guy finds gas that the U.S. we're going to use on Fidel Castro. It says Gastro Castro.
What the fuck?
And he's going to use it. He's going to synthesize it. He's going to use it on the prairie dogs. And I was like, oh shit, they're going to just fucking kill the prairie dogs.
I just can't believe the Fidel Castro like reference in this movie randomly.
Out of the blue.
That's the last thing I would have expected.
And that the U.S. were going to use it on Castro, but that they said that it was like not good to use on
so
people.
We'll send assassins over to kill
them, exactly. Bay of Pigs.
Yeah.
So they but apparently the gas doesn't kill them. It just causes them to shit themselves.
Okay. Oh, because it works different on prairie dogs? Sure.
No, it works. Apparently, that was the idea, is that they were going to kill Castro. They were just going to humiliate him. Yes. Just going to make him shit himself.
You know what? What's worse than dying, shitting yourself on stage? Imagine giving a speech.
They don't even die. It's just like everyone would not respect him if he shot himself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're on top of stage in Cuba. You're addressing everyone. You just fucking take a huge shit.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, oh, we want to shit too. We want to fit in.
I want to fit in. This seems great.
Exactly.
Well, we feel bad, man. Good thing you have probably universal health care.
Yeah, exactly. So they attach a bottle full of this synthesized gas to P-Dog, one of the prairie dogs that...
there's a special P-Dog.
Yeah.
Is he literally the one called P-Dog, or is there...
Is there not a name for him? I'm pretty sure his name is P-Dog.
You might be right, but I'm pretty sure they all call all prairie dogs P-Dogs. They're like, this one is the P-Dog.
He's the P-Dog.
Yeah.
And so Paul Walker, they attach like a bottle to him, and then the prairie dog... ends up getting afraid, and so it doesn't run towards the other prairie dogs. It actually runs into camp, causing all of the tourists to shit themselves. Everyone in the campsite. Hopper's like, these damn Deedles, we got to get them gone before they get rid of all the prairie dogs. Petey, thank you, Petey. PD, prairie dog. PD.
Yep, but they say PD or it's PT.
Or PD.
Yeah, it's either one.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's cute. So we're starting to warm up. On the movie over here.
Yeah, I can't wait till you see the second half, man.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. So Dennis Hopper's like, we got to get rid of these Deedles because they're going to get rid of the prairie dogs. Even though if you were to pay attention to them, it's pretty clear they don't know what they're doing, and two, actually causing more mischief.
Yeah, but they know they have a reputation.
That's right. So in order to get rid of them, some of the henchmen cut their brakes.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, these guys are extremes. They fucking love it. They love that their brakes got cut.
Okay.
They get to live on the edge.
That makes a lot of sense.
At first, they go down like a hill, and they're like, "Bro, this was awesome. Let's do it again." And then they go down the same hill like over and over again, do jumps and shit. So that's your half.
Well,
of the
thing is, so I turned this movie on.
Yeah.
And I see Paul Walker doing some fucking Fast and Furious stunts, riding this park ranger car, doing this huge jump over a canyon.
Yep.
And then turning around and doing the jump again.
Yep.
It's really funny to me.
And
like,
it's can we describe something I really haven't mentioned is like there's a lot of really goofy like visual like effects in this movie. There's one point where like earlier on when the Deedles and Major Flowers were in the truck together and they like launch out of the truck and it's so obvious they're like on a green screen and they're just like moving.
It's so good.
It's so goofy. Like it feels like something out of Dudley Do-Right or something.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like this car is obviously in like a completely different scene. It's clearly not actually flying. But it's such a goofy thing to log in and see. Look at this car going back and forth.
Yeah.
Paul Walker's still doing crazy stunts.
Yeah, that's true, huh? This is real Fast and Furious shit right here.
Exactly, right?
I bet that the people that made the first Fast and Furious movie watched this movie and was like, we got to cast him.
What if we did this and also had a vault dragging behind it? That'd be pretty sick.
That was the first Fast and Furious
No, I know.
movie.
But they didn't even do crazy jumps like that in the first Fast and
That's
Furious.
true,
They
that's
didn't start
true.
doing that till I think like 5.
That truck just
5
like
or
jumps
6.
up and down and then lands in the Dubai building somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Walker's eating pine cones. I'm like, what's going on? So seeing all this without context is really funny
I
to me.
wanted to ask, how much of this were you just like, what, like, did you believe that they were actual naturalists? Because there had to have been like,
No, I didn't know. They didn't ever tell me they were naturalists.
Oh,
I had no
okay.
idea why they're doing this. They're just running around eating pine cones, and he just seems very unhappy about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you just stupid? He's just like, oh, fucking pine cones. like you go out to a campground. You're like, well, I guess we're roughing it. Guess I got to eat these pine cones and these mushrooms.
Yeah.
So
if I was watching half the movie, I would have believed they were aliens because I'm like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
So they got to get. So they had this weird plan where they had to get this photo taken from outer space. So they need to get
Alien
the-
shit.
But they need to get the park ready, and I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, so I'm like, what? So I didn't know what the whole like objective of the movie was.
Right.
So I thought they were getting the park ready for make it look clean before like the government takes a satellite
Photo of
snapshot.
it.
I had no fucking clue.
Sure, man. That makes sense.
And so they introduced this little groundhog that's happy to walk around them, and they're very happy about that guy. Suddenly Ska's here.
A
Ska.
groundhog or
Prairie
prairie
dog,
dog?
whatever.
Come on, man.
Are
There's
they-
difference
are they-
here.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Groundhogs see their shadow.
Prairie dogs also can see their. Yeah, you're right. I think
They don't care about shadows.
They
They'll
get
see their
scared
shadow
shit.
and be like, oh, whatever, fuck.
Who cares
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, they're not afraid of anything.
Anyway, this Ska, it appears. It scares me.
That's terrifying.
And then there's this German circus guy running around saying there's a missing lion in the park.
This must have been so confusing.
And he's just like posting on the wall, and I'm just like, what? And then it cuts to these 2 lesbian ladies up on top of a tree being scared by a lion, and they eventually fall down and escape the lion. The lion like goes away and does something else. Paul Walker loves Twinkies. He's eating some Twinkies. He's like, oh, bro, sick.
But just earlier he was eating sticks and leaves.
That's why he's so excited to eat Twinkies, and he stuffs it real fast because Jesse Ryan's here.
Yes.
And
Jesse
I didn't
Ryan.
understand why he was stuffing it so fast. I was just like, wow, he's going to town on Twinkies.
Right.
And she's like, hey, so we have that lunch going on.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, yeah, we'll go. I was like, cool, let's go at this time, meet there. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, now how am I going to find lunch? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, man, you got to find like a nice date for like this lady. She's
Yeah.
going to go on a nice date. It's going to be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Sure, I've seen these movies before.
Right.
And he's like, oh, fuck, use your brain, dude. Where am I going to find lunch? Where am I going to find lunch? And then a truck drives by that says Candy Insect Company.
Oh, no.
And he looks at it and goes, dude, sick. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're going to give her...
Take her out to a nice candy.
You're gonna give her
insect
some candy
place.
insect place? What the fuck is going on? It's like so. I guess
Slimy,
he buys
it's
some.
satisfying. Oh, and he's gonna hide him around the woods to eat.
I think so,
That's the plan.
but I had no idea. I was just like, that seems like a bad. Like I just thought he was just straight up stupid. Because like, imagine
You're
being
not
like,
wrong.
I wanted to go to Buca de Beppo or something. Whatever.
Take her to a Buca de Beppo.
Whatever is sponsored by Disney at that time.
Yeah.
Or wants to sponsor Disney.
Is there a Buca de Beppo anywhere near Yellowstone
I
National
don't
Park?
know. There's probably one in Utah.
Let me look it up.
Um,
That's true.
So like maybe he wants to go there, or
Yeah.
she wants to go there for food. And I thought that was the thing, and then he's just like, I'm gonna settle for giving her bugs. And I'm like, what the fucking weirdo?
Ladies yell bugs, man.
Ladies love the bugs.
All right, you want to know what's in and around?
Why don't you tell me the top restaurants that are around Yellowstone?
We obviously got to go to Lake Yellowstone Hotel Dining Room,
Okay, I figured it was all gonna be like places like
Grant Village Lake House
this.
Restaurant.
I'm talking about them chains, dude.
Oh, them chains?
They got any chains there? Any chain restaurants?
Chain.
No Olive
Bullwinkle
Gardens?
Saloon and Eatery.
Ooh, Bullwinkles.
Honestly, that sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, Bullwinkles is like extinct, so it's fun to see one. of those.
Firehole Barbecue, The Corral. I'm not seeing a single chain restaurant.
All right.
Outpost.
Well, I'm sorry, my joke.
Beartooth Barbecue.
Mike, fact checking my fucking weird
I just
joke.
wanted to know.
No, it's a
Oh,
good
wait,
point.
wait. There is a McDonald's near there.
Ah,
there you go.
Of
course, there's one
But
McDonald's.
she's a little fancier than that. She doesn't want to go. Like, first date, go to, like, McDonald's?
Yeah, come on.
now.
Take her to the Buca de Beppo.
Buca de
When you're here, you're Buca de Beppo.
Yeah, Beppo in.
You're Beppoing.
So they have a plan to heat up the pea dogs so that the
Heat up the
satellite.
pea dog?
So they rub them with like rubbing, like I don't know, like icy hot shit, but it's only the hot thing. I don't know what it's
Not the
called.
icy?
Warming gel.
Sure, man.
They give them a bunch of warming
Why
gel.
are they doing this?
They give it to their weird pea dog. They give it to the one that they like, and they tie
Petey?
like a whole bunch of fucking tubes to him, so he spreads it all around the place.
Why are they doing this? Why is
So
it
that they
do?
can take a photo from the satellite of Earth.
so that they can see where they all are?
Yes, but that really was not clear at all what the hell is going on. So I was very confused by this.
Sure.
Paul Walker's giving lessons to kids about how not to like fire safety, and he of course catches himself on fire.
Got to be cool.
And they're
about
like,
fire
"Oh,
safety.
sick! Drop and roll!" And they drop and roll. He's like, "Well, that was cool." And all the kids are very hype. And then Stu comes in with a bear outfit called Sparky. It's the opposite of Smokey. It's Sparky.
I see.
And he's like, "Kids, don't do fire." And he's like, "What do I do out here?" And Paul Walker's like, "I don't know, give him a cool dance." He starts dancing, and all the kids are like, "This fucking sucks." They start throwing rocks at him.
Good, I'm glad.
And he start beating him up, and
Do a cool dance.
the kids hate him. And during this time, I guess what the fuck the bad guys, the two
Dennis
henchmen,
Hopper or the henchmen? Okay.
the henchmen are there, and they're like, "All right, let's shoot them with the
With guns?
crossbow."
Oh,
They're
with
gonna kill the crossbow.
Okay.
It's like, we could kill the bear easily. It could be
Right.
an easy mistake. And he's like, "You want to kill him in front of kids?" He's like, "Look, these kids hate them. They would feel happy if we killed them." So they're about ready to shoot him,
That's
but
pretty great.
then a real bear appears behind them and scares the shit out of them.
Oh no!
And they have to run away. So they live, but I don't know. It was a cute moment.
That's cute.
So
And then
then-
the bear sees the brother in the bear and is like, mate.
Dang it.
And sparks fly, baby.
Oh no. That's a different movie.
Yeah.
That's one with Tom Green. It's a Tom Green movie.
Yeah, that's right.
So then
Deedles got fingers. Freddy got deedled.
damn it. Paul Walker goes on the date with Jesse, and I'm like, "Oh, cool. They're gonna walk to the restaurant." They're just walking around. She has like shorts on, and I'm like, "Damn, girl, you need to get some ticks. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then she walks up and she says, "Can I eat this grub?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" He's like, "No, bro.
You have no idea.
No, bro.
Yeah. Don't eat that.
Don't eat that one." And she's like, "Why? I see the birds eat." It's like, "No, it's poisonous. You want to eat these ones?" And he starts like unwrapping these and like puts them on the ground so she doesn't know that they're like
That
fake.
they've been in his pocket.
That
this
they're
whole time.
fake. They're fake bugs.
Right.
And so she's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Here, take this one." And she eats
Wait,
it.
she's gonna eat and immediately know it's fucking candy.
Exactly. So she eats it. She's like, "This is candy," and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because first off, this motherfucker's putting candied worms in the dirt.
Yeah,
And
which
so
is
I'm-
already dirty.
So I'm like, why the fuck is he giving her food that's in the ground? That's disgusting. Why didn't she just give
Yeah.
him the worms? Like I
The
thought he would,
pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
you
he'd
didn't
be like,
realize
"Here's
that there was
worms."
any kind of subterfuge happening.
I didn't realize
yeah.
there's any sort of tricks going on.
Yeah.
And then so she's like, she eats it. She's like, these taste, these are delicious. These taste like candy. She's like, "Wait, it is candy. You
Yeah.
gave me candy because you didn't think I could handle it." And then
Oh.
she goes and picks up a rock. There's a bunch of worms under there, and she just grabs them and says, "I'm gonna eat these." And then he's like, "Oh my god!" And she starts eating them. And then he's like, "Give me that." And they both eat it. And Lady in the Tramp Style is this wiggling worm.
A worm?
They're eating worms out of the ground, and they're just
Lady in the
together.
Tramp's got a worm?
They Lady in the Tramp Style connect lips
Oh
on
my
the
God.
creepy, weird googling worm. I am
Wow.
like, what the fuck is happening? Because this lady who wanted just a nice lunch date in my
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
is like gone feral and it's like picking rocks up and eating worms off the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
Did you really believe that she was eating a worm?
This is a pretty realistic
That's
looking
acting right
worm.
there.
It was a
That's
pretty
acting.
realistic worm. Well, she was into it. And that was
Yeah.
what was scary. So I see this lady going feral because I had no idea she was down.
Yeah, she was down. She was down dirty. She wanted to get the
She
worm.
wanted to get the worms.
Yeah.
And then they lock lips, and then he goes in for like a real smooch, and she's like, "Oh, I barely know you," and he's like, "Oh man, I get it, but like,
we just shared a worm.
but all I do is think about you, and I really like crave your waves, bro. You're like, and I can't stop looking at you. It's like when you're driving." And like you see something flat on the road, and you're not supposed to look at it, but you want to look at it,
flat on the road?
And
Like
she's
a
like, "Are you
roadkill?
are you comparing me to roadkill?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." Oh, but like, hold on, let me back it up. Like, not like real, but I can't take my eyes off you. Is what I'm saying. He's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, charmed by this.
Right.
But then you cut back to Stu Deedle, and he's just hanging out by himself. And then fucking the ranger, the head ranger, the mustache guy shows up.
Right.
And he's like, "Mel and Mo, well, even if that's your real name, where's your evil twin?" The jig is up. The two lesbians caught up.
Oh no.
Yeah. So your stepdad, so they cut back to Paul Walker, and he's talking, and they're like, "Yeah, this is great. We're having a nice little date." And I was like, "Don't tell your dad your dad doesn't know about this, right?" He's like, "Oh no, he'd be so pissed. He'd be so
Right.
pissed about
And
having this
then
date.
he walks in.
He doesn't need to know about this date." He's like, "Oh, okay." But like, if you tell him, it'd be okay. He's not a complete psycho. And then suddenly, they're sitting on a cliff, a helicopter appears and says,
Yep.
"Step away from my daughter." The movie's all about like, he won't do this. And then the next
Of
clip is
course he
something
does
else.
it. Yeah.
Get away
That's
from
like
the girl.
90% of comedy from back in the day.
It's true. So then they all are very upset. He's like, "Oh, Jesse," and she's like, "No, I'm Lieutenant Ryan now," because she learned the truth that they were lying about their identities
and about the
and
worms.
They stole ladies'
Fizzy
clothes.
lifting drinks.
They stole ladies' clothes, and he's like,
They're
"Oh."
perverts.
And he's like, look, man, we just wanted to wear them," and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man, that's so awful. That
It's
they
so
wouldn't want to wear
crazy.
those ladies' clothes.
I mean, stealing women's clothes and putting them on is kind of mean.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
That's not cool.
They didn't know that they stole them, right?
They said they stole the clothes.
Oh, I didn't think they saw those ladies. I assumed that they just like thought they had driven through like a campsite.
I don't know. Maybe, I guess. I didn't see that part.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "You lied to me." Like, and the prairie dogs are even gotten worse. Like, you don't know how to take
I don't
out
know
these
how
prairie
they're gonna
dogs.
come around to this. I feel like at this point, there's no way they can
Dude,
turn this shit
This
around.
movie's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
All right,
no.
we haven't even got started.
I haven't got started. It should be the
We
end
haven't
of
even seen Dennis Popper yet. In my
Dennis
half,
Popper.
Dennis Popper. He's into some things.
Yeah, that's right. Dennis Poppers, baby.
Dennis Poppers.
Yeah, that's what he was doing in Blue Velvet. Baby, wanna fuck?
Oh my god. So then he's like, "We don't need the warden's like, "We don't need surfer bums here. You both hurt the park." And he's like,
Not wrong.
"Either you leave or I leave." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah.
Because what they do is they get in the helicopter. They're like, "We're taking you back home to where you belong."
Right.
It's
Hawaii.
like, either I leave or you leave. And then out of nowhere, the guys the henchmen start shooting the helicopter to kill the Deedles.
Why? They're leaving.
They don't know that. They're stupid.
That's true, yeah.
They're not privy to the conversation.
Right.
And then the ward falls out of the helicopter into the water
And dies.
and basically seriously almost looks like he dies.
Oh my god.
And so like they land the helicopter and like Jesse tries to throw out like a little like rescue bag. He can't grab it and they're like, "You know what we gotta do? Give us your boards. We're gonna surf down this river." And they surf down the river.
Cowabunga,
and they're like,
baby.
"Yeah." And they're like, "What are you guys doing?" "Surf and rescue."
Jesus.
And they get on there and they ride around and you know, credit
we
to
go.
her.
Here we go.
Ryan like gets Lieutenant Ryan gets in the chopper and she flies it by herself. Like, there was a
Wow.
pilot before. She's badass. She's flying the chopper around.
Wow.
And then they're about to go over the
She don't
edge.
even know, man.
And her stepdad's about ready to die, but then they grab him and they both like grab him with both arms and they jump over the like waterfall onto the chopper and grab the chopper and they
Wow.
save him. But it's great because like when they jump, the camera zooms in on the warden's face and goes into his mouth, and then it appears that he's fine. And like sitting there, I'm
Whoa.
like, man, what a
What a
fucking
beautiful
effect,
shot.
amazing.
Wow.
And then this is the funniest thing. So they save his life, right?
Yes.
Like, and he's immediately like, "You guys are now going to be rangers."
Of course, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
That's
bro.
all it takes.
To be fair, it's a lot of courage to go surfing down like rapids.
I suppose so, but
But-
that doesn't fix the
No,
lying.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I thought there'd be like, sure, I can understand if there's like a little bit of recourse, but they're literally like, "Oh, I guess we got to go back home after
All is
saving this."
forgotten.
He's
Yeah.
like, "No, you got to get to your graduation." He's like, "Oh, sick, we're graduating. Now I can do a luau." And I'm like, "Wait, luau? Are you guys from California?" Now I realize they're from Hawaii, so
yeah.
sure. And so they have a big fucking luau, and it's a great time. And they're like, "Oh man, we're running out of drinks, bro." And it's like, "Don't worry, dude. They can drink the tiki torches. It's the same stuff, man. It's sick." Because
What?
it's alcohol.
In the
They're
tiki
just burning
torches?
like rum or something.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And he's like, "Do you think Jesse's gonna show up?" It's like, "Yeah, dude, she definitely will." And then Stu is drunk and he walks into
He's
the tent.
drunk.
He walks into the tent and there's a fucking bear under the tent. And he just goes, "Roar!" He's like, "Oh my god, there's a bear." That's kind of it.
And then he gets in the bear costume.
It's the bear
He's like,
costume.
all right, let's get down.
Let's get down. And then finally Jessie shows up and Jessie is wearing the most ridiculous outfit. She's just wearing her uniform,
Mhm.
but she's like, for the luau,
Right.
Everyone's in casual clothes. She's wearing her fucking ranger outfit.
Right,
And
but
she's like tied the top up so she's showing midriff.
of course.
And I was like, what the fuck? What a weird thing to wear. And she's like,
she's just letting her hair down, man.
and she's like, "I can't believe I'm wearing girly shoes to this." And it's like, wait, what? Are you dressed up nice? I thought you were just wearing your uniform. Like, what the fuck? And then she's wearing like a skirt or whatever too. It's crazy.
Wow.
And so
She's usually so conservative and you know.
she's still wearing her uniform.
I know exactly.
Wild.
She's really letting her hair
Um,
down.
So then the bad guys are here, but they're looking for the Deedles.
I love how the bad guys are still just around.
They're still there looking for the Deedles.
Yeah.
And then they find the bear, but they think the bear is the Sparky
Right, the costume.
Sparky costume.
But it's
so the
not.
bear comes in and starts doing the luau and starts dancing with everyone.
The bear?
The bear, a real bear.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you, this is a real fucking bear. This is a bear called.
Oh, wait. This is the bear from the circus. That's why it's dancing.
Yeah,
It's not a. It's not. I thought it was like a wild bear from the woods.
No, it's the bear from the circus.
Okay.
But still, it's a bear fucking dancing.
A
with
real
bunch of people.
bear. Yeah.
It's a real bear called Bart the Bear.
Yeah, man.
This is his last film.
I knew Bart.
This is his last film.
I know. It's sad, man.
So sad.
I remember that
But
they were like.
holy shit.
Yeah.
This bear, he was like, oh my God.
How old was this bear when it died? Right? Probably
Yeah.
like 30, 40.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
The bad
Bart
guys are
lived a
here.
good life. Long life. Good life.
The bear's dancing with everyone. Some old guy, I think it was Dennis Hopper, finds the
Some
plans.
old guy.
He finds the plans of the Deedles place,
Mm.
and it says P-Dog plan. I'm going to read you the P-Dog plan.
Okay.
8 a.m. Double check the underground explosives. 8:20 a.m. Review ignition procedures. 8:45 a.m. Return to base. 8:50 dress for ceremony. 9 a.m. Detonate at graduation. 9:15 a.m. Bask in the glory of achievement. 10 a.m. Sip hulas with bro.
Wow.
That's their plan.
I feel like some of those words are like too big of words for these boys. To
Pretty
know.
much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Stu wrote all this. He's a smart one.
That's true. He's a smart one. He's got the glasses.
He's got the glasses.
Yeah.
The German guy's here and he finds the bear, and the bear's like, "Oh shit!" and just kind of like starts running away. And then,
Old Bart.
and I'm like, "This is crazy because this is like a real bear." And he's
Yeah.
like using like a whip on the bear. He's like, "Come back here, bear!" And the bear gets in the car and fucking drives off.
That's awesome.
And he's like running after him. It's fucking crazy.
I love that bear.
It's amazing.
I love that. Amazing.
This is like a crazy scene with a bunch of people and this bear's just driving a car off.
This is
And
the
everyone's
most
like, that's
insane
cool.
thing Ethan's ever seen in the years of this podcast.
How many bears do you see driving car?
I don't see that many.
Who's driving car?
And now none because
Bears driving. How
Bart's
can this
dead
be?
now, so no bear has ever driven a
No
car.
bear's ever
Bart.
driving a car
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
So Jesse then goes and like takes him to. She's like, "Oh, my feet hurt because of my girly shoes." And she's like, "Oh, I give a massage, bro." And she's like, "No, I got something better." So she takes him off like a hot spring to like soak her feet. And she's in credit to him. He's like, "Oh, you're a real like awesome lady. I mean, you're a real wonderful woman." He gets all mature and shit.
Mature
And then he says, but then he says, "And right now my heart is stoked, like I'm a Grammy ripping a Monster Dream set."
What?
And right now my heart is stoked like a Grammy ripping a Monster Dream set.
I don't know what that means. But that's what he said. He's a Grammy ripping a Monster Dream set.
Sure.
I don't know what any of that means, but I like it.
Let's break that phrase down. A Grammy ripping a Monster Dream set. I'm assuming a Monster Dream set is like a Lego set, and then a Grammy's probably
Like a gremlin.
Like a gremlin.
We know obviously gremlins really like Legos.
Of course, Gremlin. The two things Gremlins
But like they don't like building Legos, they like ripping them up.
They love
So
ripping
they
up
like
a Lego
so
set.
they go to like, you go to your like nerdy friend's house and
Right.
there's like, they got the big Millennium Falcon setup, right?
They love showing up and ripping that
Nothing
shit apart.
likes it more than a Grammy ripping them shit up, right?
Yeah, Grammy ripping a monster set. Monster Lego set.
Monster Dream
a
set.
dream set. A dream
Yeah, because
set.
like the Millennium Falcon ones are big.
That's
They're
a
super
dream.
expensive, right?
Only
adults buy those.
Not the Millennium Falcon.
What do
The
you mean?
Death Star. The ones that open up
the
and
one
you
that
can see the
opens up.
inside.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's a dream set right there.
Definitely,
And a gremlin
absolutely.
would absolutely show up and rip that shit apart. So
100%.
I'm glad we figured out what he meant by a Grammy ripping a monster dream set.
We figured it out bit by bit
Yeah,
with
we
syntax
figured it out.
clues.
Syntax clues.
Context clues?
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever, same thing. He then and then she takes her outfit off, or takes off her clothes. I'm not lying. She's like, "This shit's fucking getting me going, baby. I'm about to get even wetter,
See
baby."
my dream set.
You gonna ripping these off, huh? So she starts taking off her ranger outfit, and I'm like, oh damn, she is a Baywatch. She's like fucking ripped and shit.
Yeah, man.
And she's like getting in the jacuzzi, and he takes off his shirt, and they're like getting the jacuzzi. But he's like, how long are the bubbles gonna last? And she's like, hopefully for a few thousand years. He's like, oh sick, our feet are gonna be really pruny by then. I'm like, oh man.
Oh man.
I like this guy.
Oh no.
So then she's like, they start to get close. They start they're gonna start kissing and
Yeah.
stuff. And he's like, is this gonna be cool? She's like, it's gonna be epic. And I'm like, it's crazy to use the word epic that early because I felt like it had a moment like after this movie came out.
I think it's cool that he asked for consent first.
yeah, he was
Is this cool?
He basically said that. She says it's gonna be epic, and then
Yeah.
cut to Yellowstone exploding.
Yeah.
Oh, he fucking done it,
pre-came,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. He fucking
Mature ejaculation.
he Grammy ripping, bro.
Yeah.
Or is he Grammy coming?
He's Grammy ripping. I'm gonna call it for that from now on. Yeah.
Oh babe, I'm Grammy ripping. In your dream set.
Get a towel. It's all over my dream set. Sorry, babe. I didn't mean to Grammy rip.
Do you have Crummy Plan B? Is that cool, bro? Sorry. Condom got nard.
Grammy ripping all over that monster dream set, baby.
Babe, I don't like it when you call my vagina
A monster dream set.
monster dream
Yeah.
set. Doesn't make me feel sexy.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, sorry, bro.
I also don't like that you call premature ejaculation Grammy ripping.
I just thought that what you called regular ejaculation.
Oh,
the
no.
fact that it's premature is
Premature.
way fucking funnier.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
what
like,
I was
I'm a
saying.
little Grammy.
Yeah,
I'm
Grammy That's what I thought happened. Like they kissed in the hot spring, and then he Grammy ripped, and now they can't do anything. And she's like, "Oh, that's a candy worm in there."
You thought I couldn't handle the real
Yeah,
thing.
that's right. Old Faithful.
Oh my god, it's covered in dirt and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the kind of grub that birds won't eat. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Anyway,
It is premature ejaculation. Let's go on. We gotta add that to the Urban Dictionary.
Grammy rippin'?
Grammy
Absolutely.
rippin', yeah.
I don't ever want to look up what it actually means. Well, we figured it out, so it doesn't matter. This morning,
already know.
so the top ranger's like he's Grammy ripping over them.
He's
let me
Grammy
tell
ripping,
you.
yeah.
He's talking about these two personal heroes will commence the eradication of the rodent infestation here in a second. And he's like, so basically they figured out that like the satellite's gonna show where all the prairie dogs are, and they armed it and they're gonna blow it up and seal them in there so they die.
Right.
So in the end they're gonna die.
No.
I know. So what's happening instead? They're about ready to do it. And
I'm
like,
shocked
all right,
the movie's not over
it's
yet."
gonna happen right now. I know. After you Grammy rip, right?
I know.
So you thought this was gonna have a pre-ending, huh?
I
A
thought
Grammy
so.
ripping
I was
ending.
hoping so. Yeah, premature
It's not.
ending. Yeah.
So what happens is they're like 3, 2, 1, and then everything explodes around the people because they're in
Oh.
front of Old Faithful,
Right.
and everything blows up, including Old Faithful.
Oh,
it blows
no.
up, and everyone in the park is like, "Fuck these guys! They killed Old Faithful." Like,
Yeah.
as reasonable, like you'd probably be upset if you destroyed a natural wonder.
Yeah, definitely.
And they fucking Mo and what's the other lady? The two sisters, quote unquote.
Sure.
They say lynch them, and I'm like, oh my god,
Holy shit.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Some loaded language. It's not very
Yeah,
Grammy ripping
wow.
of you. So they kick them. They basically kick them out of the park, and they throw
Wow.
them like they literally throw them in their weird little
We
tiki
were
set.
here like 10 minutes before, where it's like, oh, you guys lied.
They're
to
my
us.
personal heroes,
Jesus.
and then now they're
Christ.
like back
All
to
they-
being in the.
All they need to do is fucking Grammy rip down the fucking like river, and they'll be fine. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like, Stu, all right, look. So Stu's like, we got to find out where the source of the P-Dogs is, and we can figure out a way to bring back Old Faithful.
How?
Because clearly these guys blew it up, and they want us to stop like whatever we're doing. So they have a problem with what we're doing. So we got to figure out what's going on.
How's they gonna bring back Old Faithful?
And they got to figure it out.
Okay.
So, but it's funny because in the meantime, they're going to have the ceremony, right, to commemorate it. So the warden brings in the fire department to basically set up a bunch of like water hoses to fake spray up the geyser to show that's still
I
working.
see.
But obviously, you can only do that for so long.
Right.
People are arriving for the celebration. So they're like, go to the place where all the P-Dogs are at, like where they kind of like seem to be like near a bunch of hot activity as well. There's a bunch of hot activity in the ground.
Right.
So
A
like,
lot of Grammy ripping over there.
this is weird.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, they see this little like outfit, and they're like, huh, that's weird. Maybe they
outfit.
I guess it's like a container with like, oh no, it's what do they call them? Mobile home.
Oh,
Mobile
okay.
home.
Got
I don't
it.
call it outfit. Outfit makes
I
it
don't
sound
know.
fancier.
I
It
would-
seemed like militarized, so I felt like I wanted to say outfit.
Yeah, like a military outfit. I was just like, wow, this lady's just leaving her clothes all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Anyway,
They
so
found a mobile home.
They find a mobile home. They say maybe they saw the P-Dogs. They go right up to the door. It's of course the bad guy's lair.
Right.
And they're like, what the fuck? And they knock in, they get in there, and they see that no one's in there because they're all in like their weird underground lair.
How do they get it? How do they get inside?
They just open the door.
Oh,
because they didn't think anyone it's kind of a remote area. It's outside.
They showed
Yellowstone.
this earlier. The way that they get to their underground layers is via the toilet, and I thought that would come into play later.
I don't think they've gotten there quite yet. Oh. So anyway, but they're in that spot, and they see that they're like, oh man, this person has vendetta against us and the ranger. Wait, hold on. This is pictures of the disgraced ranger they talked about. Oh shit! And then of course the guys come in and tackle him, but they figured out at this point like. They're pumping P-dogs in the area to help tunnel.
Right.
And he just used the dynamite to basically get us. And then they capture him. They bring him downstairs. And, of course, Dennis Hopper's here to reveal his whole plan. He's like, listen.
He cannot wait to
what do you
drop
think
the plan.
What do you think the plan is?
The plan is to, one, humiliate the captain of the Yellowstone. And two, I suspect, is to use the P-dogs to destroy all of the natural wonder in the area. And... I don't know what else.
You're not thinking capitalist enough, baby.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, wait. Is he gonna open up a driving range in the area, like a golf?
Not too far off.
No,
so
okay.
what he did is he did not kill Old Faithful. What he did is he rerouted Old Faithful to a geyser that is on his property, a dead geyser. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna
drinks your milkshake.
Exactly.
Drainage.
So he's gonna do that. And he's going to then make a whole park based around this particular thing. And like, so he has a whole plan of like, I'm going to make it yellow. What the fuck? What's his last name? Oh, I can't remember the bad guy's name. Slater. He's going to call it Slaterland. And or Slaterstone.
Slaterstone. That makes a bit more sense.
And it's going to be like a whole attraction. It's going to have way more fun. It's going to be more like Vegas style.
It's going to be more fun.
Well, I mean, natural.
There's going to be hookers there.
That's pretty much what he said. Blackjack,
gambling, smoking, yeah.
That's pretty much it.
It'll be great.
So he's stealing. So he's got this whole ridiculous setup of like all these pumps and stuff that are sending it to this other guy. So he's gonna open it up. It's gonna be awesome.
Sure. I can't wait to go to Slater.
And so he's like, I'm gonna fucking weird henchmen kill these guys. And so what happens? They're trying to kill the henchmen, trying to kill them, but they spray this sort of
the wenchman.
Wenchman, yeah.
No, that's we should leave that in the past.
So they spray the henchmen with kibble juice from the prairie dogs.
So the prairie dogs will attack them.
And so they attack them, and they run away.
I wanted to mention real quick.
We never see them again.
It's crazy that they use actual prairie dogs in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
No CG prairie dogs.
Listen, they use actual prairie dogs. They use fucking real bears, real lions.
The prairie dogs is what's shocking to me.
Not lions. They can kill you. And bears?
I guess I've never seen a lion in the same shot as another actor. They will just pick up a prairie dog and just like fucking like...
The bear is in so many scenes.
I never see the bear
with
in my
tons of
scene.
people.
The prairie dogs, I'm just like the PETA must have been on site like every single day making sure these prairie dogs didn't shit themselves.
No, they didn't care. Back in the day, this is probably what started PETA. They
saw Meet the Deedles.
They saw Meet the Deedles.
We're putting our foot down.
We're starting this organization right now because obviously there's animal cruelty involved.
Animals were absolutely harmed on Meet the Deedles. No doubt in my mind.
But yeah, they did use a lot of prairie dogs.
It's shocking.
I don't know how you could capture all those. I guess for the zoo, I guess.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, how do you train them?
I don't know.
Let them go.
So anyway, they go after them. And so they steal their outfits. They steal their they have kind of like these I don't know, kind of like protective gear, like heat resistant gear for working in this hot environment. So they take it and they pretend to help. They're like the Slater's like, hey, give me a hand with this, and they like come over and they're like, okay, open the vents. It's gonna explode or whatever. You gotta so they start doing it. Instead they close the vents. Like, you dummies, don't close the vents.
Dummies,
it's gonna blow it up. And then they look. They go, ha, bro. He's like, you Deedles. And they get into a fight and they beat him up and they knock him out. And then they're like, oh, dude, all right, so we have a plan. We're going to divert it to Old Faithful. So they got like it's this goofy-ass giant lever that they pull that says, Old Faithful, New Faithful sort of thing.
I hate this.
So they pull it back to Old Faithful. And they're like, how do we escape? Everything's exploding because Old Faithful's like gonna blow up and we have made the pressure too much. And like, oh shit. So they grab Slater, they bring him with them, and they're like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go inside of the
Can I guess? They're going to go inside the hole that Old Faithful's coming out of. And they're going to get pushed through and explode out of Old Faithful. Is that what's going to happen?
Absolutely. They get into the weird contraption, but they say they're going to be protected because they have the heat suits on, so it'll be fine.
Sure.
All that hot water won't kill them.
No, the momentum's not going to kill him either.
No, bro.
Going through
It's
giant holes with rocks.
You're thinking too much, bro. so the dad's like still
They're just gonna.
the
What is it?
dad's
They're gonna
still
do
stalling.
a grippy.
How could you forget a Grimmy Rip?
They're gonna Grimmy Rip all the way
They're
through
gonna
that.
Grimmy Rip the whole way through.
Yeah.
Well, as Old Faithful Grimmy Rips.
That's right, Grimmy Rip it.
For the first time. This is actually like the opposite of Grammy Ribbon because it's not premature. It's taken a long time.
That's right.
It's been diverted
They're
for a while.
edging they're edging Old Faithful.
Old Kinky is what we call him.
Old Goonie.
Old Gooner.
The
Old-
Goonie Old Faithful.
Old Gooner sounds like the knockoff version of Old Yeller.
Oh no. This dog won't stop masturbating. We have to take it out. We have to shoot it.
He used to be such a good dog.
This dog has discovered online pornography. We have to shoot it. It won't mate with any other dog. It's an incel dog. We have to kill this dog.
Because I'm the goon and
Take out old Gooner in the back.
oh my god.
I love you, old Gooner.
You don't have to come to this. Oh my god. Okay, so then they fucking the dad's stalling for time.
This phrase is like entered our lexicon. I feel like we're cursed.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
perpetuating it.
We
It's
are.
true.
We are.
Yeah, well.
It's our fault.
Yeah, I'll edit it out
Whatever.
for sure, definitely. So then, so the dad's like upset. He's stalling for time. He's basically just like losing his mind. He's like, "There's nothing," and the governor's there. He's like looking at his back, like, "What is all this for? You keep stalling." He's like, "What's the matter? What if it doesn't explode anymore?" And then suddenly it explodes. The Deedles explode outside of it. Everyone celebrates because they're like, "It's the Deedles' fault. The Yellowstone blew up, or not Yellowstone. The Old Faithful stopped working." And then suddenly they explode, and they realize they're the ones who made it work.
Right.
And then, so this is the part I don't get from the movie, but
I'll try to explain.
It cuts to them. I don't think you're gonna be able to explain this one, bud.
All right. I'll do my best.
They are being interviewed by a news station about how they fixed Yellowstone. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so you guys are heroes. You know, you put away the crazy captain or the crazy ex guy who got had a revenge. You got rid of all the henchmen.
Right.
What are you guys gonna do next?" And they both yell, "We're going to Deedlestone!" And so they now somehow own the land
I
of
don't
Dennis
know.
Hopper's place,
I don't
and
know.
there's still somehow a geyser there.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either. And the geyser
That doesn't make any
created
sense.
so much water that it created a lake.
that
and
they
there's
can
a
surf on.
Yes, and there's a beach around it. So they basically created a beach
I don't know.
to inside of Yellowstone. They brought the beach to Yellowstone. It makes no fucking sense. And then suddenly I see the dad there. Oh fuck, what's their name? The Mr.
Deedles?
What's Dad Deedles? No, but he's played by like an actor. Like
Is he?
He's played by like someone I recognize.
I didn't recognize him.
Oh my god.
Just looked like old man with mustache.
Oh no, he's played by someone important. Okay, well, I'll look it up later.
Okay.
And he's like, "I'm proud of you, sons."
I'll look it up for you.
And he's like, "Wow, you guys are finally proud." He's like, "Yeah, you guys really brought something special to
Be
Yellowstone.
proud of me.
Good job."
Yeah.
Also, he's like hugging his son, and then the
Eric Braeden.
Eric Braeden. Yeah, he's fuck. What's he been in?
Young and the Restless. Escape from the Planet of the Apes. He was in Titanic.
I've been thinking of him, Escape from Planet of the Apes.
Why wouldn't you? He was in How I Met Your Mother. He's dead now, by the way. No, he's alive. He's alive and well. he was born in 41, so come on.
He's dead now.
He's knocking on death's door right
He's in
here.
fucking Hawaii Five-0. No, he's not from Hawaii Five-0. Fuck, where do I recognize this guy
I
from?
don't know where you recognize this guy from.
He's a character. He's in a bunch of shit. I don't know. He's around.
He was awarded the Federal Medal of Honor by the President of Germany for promoting a positive, realistic image of Germans in America. I don't know how he did that.
That's an interesting choice.
Interesting.
I don't
Anyway,
know. He's
so
a
tell me
character.
more.
Oh, he's been in The Young and the Restless forever. That's it.
That's what he said.
Like forever though.
Oh, okay.
Like not just in it. I think he's still in it to this day.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking crazy. Anyway, whatever. I could be wrong. Come at me, comments. I don't care.
He is in The Young and the Restless. Oh, you're just not sure if he's still there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. He's very proud of them, and he's like, "Wow, let's surf Wyoming, baby!" And then everyone gets in the water, and it goes Hawaii Five-0 music starts playing, and they all surf. And but it's really funny because I got interrupted, but
Come on, man.
he was hugging his sons. And then Lieutenant Jesse Ryan's like, "Hey, get me in on some of that." And I'm like, "Are you trying to give him the dad? Like, what are we doing here?" And she's like, "No." And then Paul Walker's there, and he's like, "Bro, life could be better. I got a cool beach now. I got a cool job. I got a cool babe. Life's awesome.
What
And
else?
then they go,
What else could I
And then they go
want?
surfing, and that's the end of the movie.
Wow.
So good. No, it's
I
not
hated
good.
this
It's
movie.
a terrible movie.
It's so bad,
But
but
I-
you loved it.
It's a bad movie. I can't recommend it to anyone. I had
Yeah.
fun watching it though. I think I had more fun watching it because I didn't know how fucking annoying they were at the beginning. They sounded very annoying in your half.
I feel cursed. I feel like I'm the one to blame. Like I'm the one that put this on the list. Ethan actually removed it from the list, and I added it back to the list.
You did.
Yeah.
I removed it from the list because we wanted to do a different series, and we're like, this
Yeah.
doesn't fit. So
And then I added it back at the end of the thing. I was like,
you
we're
had to
gonna
know about the
fucking-
Deedles.
This fucking cover gave me nightmares. Like something about it just stuck with me.
I'm very
I
excited.
needed to
Yeah.
know the premise.
Check out the podcast art, and you'll see it.
You'll
But,
see what these guys look like, and just tell me they don't look like aliens.
they do look like aliens. It's a very bold choice to give them these long, blue
Especially
hair.
knowing what the premise is. Like, why not just have them
Surf
wearing?
is all in their brain, bro. It just came off weird.
I
Like,
guess
all they think about surfing.
Put them in like the woods. I don't know. But
yeah,
whatever.
there was no evidence that they're in the woods. Like if they had maybe the woods in the background or
Yeah.
something, or maybe they were wearing
Old Faithful.
Maybe
What?
they were wearing like ranger outfits. By the way, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Are park rangers ACAB?
No, I don't think so because they're there to save the nature, right? They're not there to actually put anyone in jail.
I mean, they will put people in jail if they're doing stuff illegally there.
Oh, will they?
Yeah, absolutely. They have power there.
Then they're probably ACAB then.
Probably, right? I
Yeah.
feel like it's light ACAB.
I think
though.
that's close. They're riding the line between a fireman and a policeman.
It
right?
definitely is like a mix, right?
Yeah, where you respect firemen because they actually do shit and put their lives
yeah,
on the
and
line.
the rangers take care of the nature and stuff.
Yeah,
no one else
I feel
is out there
90%
doing
of
stuff.
a ranger's job is to Power Rangers job is what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
Power
right?
Rangers.
Power
yeah,
Rangers
yeah.
are
When they
definitely
morph and they get the Zoids. Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Power Rangers are
Power
ACAB.
Rangers.
Power
Rangers are pretty ACAB.
They're very ACAB.
fucking for the whole for all of space.
Yeah, exactly. And they
answer
answer to one big white guy face that tells them
Exactly.
what to do.
And a little robot that goes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's they're ACAB. But yeah, Rangers, I'm not sure about. Park Rangers, I'm not sure.
I
That's
feel
a
like
good
definitely. I
question.
feel like I could go either way depending on it.
Yeah,
depending on how
but
it
these
is.
park rangers, I don't respect them.
Nah, I don't respect them at all.
Here's an idea for a fucking poster. Have Old Faithful, and then on top of the geyser, you got them both fucking
Mike,
surfing.
what the fuck do you know about making movie posters?
Well, that's a good point.
What do you know?
yeah.
You don't know anything. You don't know.
Sometimes I
post
watch
like a
these
bunch of
movies, I can make a fucking better movie poster for this
Oh,
movie.
absolutely.
And then I'm like, no one would care. No one remembers this movie. The people who are in
No.
this movie don't remember it.
No.
No one. This is no one's favorite movie. Well, maybe it is.
I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, meet the Deedles, bro. I relate to them so much.
Yeah, they own all their merch.
They see at the very end, Paul Walker gets all he wanted.
Yeah.
And
do you think there was Meet the Deedles
do you remember that a long time ago? I think it was in San Clemente or something, a local California town. There was a guy who went on this was right after Paul Walker died. He went and was like, we need a statue for Paul Walker. And he was the most surfer dude you've ever seen in your life.
He was a Meet the Deedles
I think he was not a Fast and Furious fan. I think he was more of a Meet the Deedles
didn't
guy.
watch a single Fast and Furious movie.
No, because he was so surf vibing. I'm like, now it makes sense.
Now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And did they make that?
I don't think they put that statue up for him.
I wish they did because then they would add his hair to look like big wave.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be cool. And then Meet the Deedles will live on in infamy.
Amazing.
I'll forget that I watched this movie.
Absolutely, same.
Yeah. But, guys, if there's any movies that you forgot, email us. Email theotherhalfpodcast.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and on our Discord. And if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, find them on any podcatching app. And while you're there, please leave a 5-star rating and review. We will read it on the show no matter what it says, even if you're telling us to gribby rip a monster...
Grammy ripping a monster dream set.
Yeah,
How
if
can you not remember the simple phrase that everyone says in their lexicon?
We live in California too. I've not heard any of this kind of terminology.
Well,
before.
to be fair, now it's all from Hawaii, right?
That's true.
And
That's
Hawaii
true.
is a much different culture.
That's right. If we were to go to Hawaii, everyone would be grim and ripping on
On the street
sets
everywhere,
over there,
all
yeah.
over the place. One last little note
Yeah, go ahead.
about this movie. Apparently, the band at the Luau was former Oingo Boingo members.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's kind
With all
of
the
a
ska.
wild choice. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ska kind of lines up.
But not all of them, right? Because I'm pretty sure Danny Elfman didn't show up for this fucking
No,
movie.
he said, as I said, former ones.
Yeah.
So also, by the way, this movie does almost fit into our box office bomb.
Oh, really?
It does.
Tell
Movie-
me a bit.
It only grossed $4.4 million against a $24 million budget.
Jesus Christ. Well, it just keeps coming and coming, baby. The bombs just keep coming. What?
There is on the soundtrack. There is a song called Psycho Grammy.
Psycho Grammy? Can you end the episode with Psycho Grammy?
Absolutely,
You
my
gotta
friend.
play us out with
And we're
Psycho
gonna
Grebby.
surf right out of here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm on that wave, baby.
Ooh,
I
I'm
sure hope.
Grebby ripping this
I
Psycho.
sure hope this is absolutely surfing music and not something else weird, but we're going.
It's definitely ska. Good night, everybody.
And right now, my heart is stoked like a Grammy ripping a Monster Dream set.